Minus court says you have 1 hour to get out of town.
Sheehan, what was that all about?
He was caught stealing on Joe Caswell's claim.
Stealing? Well, then he got what he richly deserved.
I could have sworn Blinky was one of your men, Drain.
They're never my men when they get caught.
Well, if you're not gonna back him up, you'd better not turn your back on him.
Well?
Them miners' courts are getting out of hand. Flogging one of us like he was a horse.
Well, this is Skagway, a wide open town, no law and order. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here.
Boss, we got no protection.
What do you want, a police force?
Couldn't be worse than the miners' court.
Oh, no, I've heard everything.
Well, here we are in a town filled with floating suckers with no one to complain to. And you want to have no one to complain to. Well, why not? Why not give him a shoulder to cry on?
Boss, I don't
Well,
understand.
sure, it'd be perfect. We'd fleece the sheep, then they'd complain to us about it, and we'd fleece them again.
You mean to come to us?
If we're the government, if I'm the mayor, I appoint the chief of police. Boys, you may not know it, but you just gave me a great idea. We're going to hold an election, and when the election is over, we're going to control all of Skagway. Ha-ha!
He's the man, folks. I tell you, he's the man to be the mayor. Now step right inside and shake his hand. It's free. The whole election's free. Oh, and I wish you ladies could vote for Jeff, too. Now, here's where you vote, folks. Right here in this ballot box. It's free. The whole election's free. A free election for a free man and a free spender, Jeff Durain. Step right inside and let Jeff Durain set him up for you, folks. Drinks on the mayor. Now step right inside, folks. We're going to appreciate all of your votes. Step right in there. Don't forget who gave it to you, folks. Jeff Durain. We want Durain. We want Durain. We want Durain.
Makes me shudder every time I think about it. Durain already owns half the town. Pin a badge on him and he'll own all of it.
Well, it wouldn't be much of a change from the way it's been, Kathy. Skagway's never had any government.
But it could have, Mike. There are enough decent people living here.
Oh, not many at all. Most of the men and even a lot of the women never figured to stay more than a couple of weeks. As soon as the Yukon's open, they'll move on. It's a floating town, Kathy.
I suppose you're right. Gamblers, miners, greenhorns. But, Mike...
I'd like to help, but the politics isn't my game. I wouldn't know what...
How dare you?
Hey, what's the idea?
Are you hurt?
Only my pride. Now, here's to me and my departure from this misforgotten mud hole.
Here's amazing.
Yes, sir. I got enough dust in here to open up the classiest clip joint in the Barbary Coast.
You must have a little poke there.
Keep your meat hooks away.
Maisie.
Got 10,000 in here. 10,000. What do you think about that? Well, goodbye, all. Good luck. And may I never see you again. Well, so long, fellas. Bye. Watch it, young fella. If you can't hold your liquor, don't drink.
Well, Michael.
Jefferson, I'm beginning to take an interest in your political campaign.
Oh? Think about running for office?
I might if I don't have to push any women around.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. A regrettable error. Take my advice, Michael. Stay out of politics. It's a nasty business.
Looks fairly simple. A few strong-arm toughs for the muscle work. A few barrels of whiskey for winning friends. What else is there?
Plenty. And you'll find out if you get in my way.
I've been robbed! I've been robbed! I've been robbed! My life savings snatched from me by some cutthroat of my money.
Maisie, Maisie. Any idea who did it?
It was too dark. Like a demon it came at me.
I know how hard you worked for that money. I know what it meant to you. You're going to be on that boat tomorrow anyway. Here. Here's enough money for the fare. Maybe a little left over.
Bless you, Mr. Terrain. Oh, bless you for the good man you are.
Remember this on election day?
All right, folks, 3 cheers for Jeff Durain, a friend in need. Hip, hip, hooray! Hip, hip, hooray! Hip, hip, hooray!
Well, that's politics, Michael. See what I mean?
Yeah, I'm beginning to learn a lesson. I think I'll take a hand.
Now, which of you was clever enough to lift Maisie's poke before she got 10 feet from the door?
Me, boss. I really figured.
Why, you stumblewit! Right in front of the saloon at election time? Now get this through your heads. This election is important. We can clean up. But until that last vote is counted, we must be honest, decent, and clear thinking. Hard as that may be.
Boss, you're not going to give that back, are you?
Well, what's the point? The damage has already been done.
Now, it's this kind of stuff we gotta do. We gotta form a party, get up a list of candidates, and have a regular campaign. Now, it's gonna cost time and money, but it's got to be done.
It certainly
You're right,
has,
Mr.
yes.
Sheehan. We can't let the rain get control of this town without a fight.
Excuse me, folks, but I'm beginning to think that you're licked before you even start.
Now that kind of talk ain't gonna help anyone.
Well, neither is the kind of campaign you folks are planning. You can't beat Terrain in any straight-out contest for votes. He's got money to spend, whiskey to give away, and a lot of bully boys for persuasion.
You make it all sound so hopeless.
She's right. What do you suggest, then?
Well, I don't know much about politics, but Abraham Lincoln, didn't he once say that a good laugh was worth more than 2 parades and a fish fry?
You mean we should laugh at the rain?
Oh, make Skagway laugh, yes. Hello, Aaron. I got a little job for you.
That's mighty nice of you, Mr. Holliday, but I'm afraid I can't take it.
What do you mean?
He means he won't have the time. You see, I've contracted for all of Aaron's time for the next few days. An election calls for a lot of printing, you know.
Thanks for the little gift, Mr. Durain. Now, I'm sorry, Mr. Holliday, but you know how it is. Business is business.
Yeah, I know.
Got to get all these cards, posters, and ballots. And I got the poster here ready to put on the press.
Say, Aaron, you wouldn't consider printing my copy after hours, would you?
Oh, no, I couldn't do that. Mr. Durain wouldn't like it.
Thanks just the same. Bye.
Don't get paint on my bedspread.
Well, if you do, you just have to make an election banner out of it.
So that's not a bad idea, Michael.
Ray wants these posters up all over town, and he wants them up to date.
Right.
Just give him a couple of minutes to get started, boy.
Tear 'em down!
The whole town's laughing at me. Go on, tear him down.
Halliday wants to learn politics. Well, I'm just about to show him a lesson.
And now a word from our alternate sponsor. There is a harmony in springtime of water, air, and fresh new green that soothes and refreshes. In such a way, a Salem cigarette refreshes your taste. Its special high-porosity paper air softens every puff. Invisible porous openings breathe in fresh air. Your Salem tastes even cooler, softer, and fresher than ever. More flavorful, too. Yes, Salem air softens every puff. It's the most refreshing cigarette of all and gives you so much full, rich tobacco taste besides. It's America's fastest-growing cigarette. Menthol fresh, rich tobacco taste. Modern filter, too. That's Salem. More delightfully than ever, Salem refreshes your taste.
Now we're in business.
Oh, it looks fine. Just fine. But with the election just 2 days off, we gotta work fast.
Why the May 1st deadline?
Well, the governor set it up that way. Because by then, the rivers are free of ice and the miners leave for the Klondike.
Who's gonna run for mayor?
Sheehan.
But I got a family.
I got a bigger one. Now, you cannot...
I think I'll be able to produce a worthy opponent for Jefferson Durant.
Well, who?
Well, I gotta keep him under wraps until a proper moment.
Mike, you sound just like a statesman. And here's the kind of a hat you should wear to be a rising politician.
All you need is a fancy vest and a big watch fob.
Well, I want to tell all you wonderful people that we're gonna beat Jefferson Durant at his own game. I want ideas first.
Well, maybe I can help. I remember a trick or two.
My good friend. Election day draws near. I view with alarm the underhanded, mudslinging tactics of the Reform Party. And I point with pride to my own peerless record of leadership and civic responsibility.
Against voters! Don't be fooled. Jefferson Durant runs a fine saloon, but who wants a town run like a saloon? The Reform Party will keep Skagway clean. What is he gonna do?
I propose to make Skagway the thriving metropolis of the Great North. I will bring prosperity to Skagway. Gold will flow in the streets. And your pockets will be...
Your pockets will be empty and his will be full. The Reform Party wants to build Skagway, not milk it. Don't listen to saloon keepers. Did you ever hear of a bartender that didn't have sticky fingers?
Free beer. Free beer from the rain. All you can drink. I've underestimated Halliday as a politician.
Maybe you did.
No, just use your fists. The election deadline is at noon. That's 3 hours away. Now, we don't want our distinguished opponent killed before the voting begins.
You're always right.
Now, that's generally agreed. Now, Michael's coming here.
Here?
Yes. I said I'd make a deal. So I'll send him out the back door, and then you fellas put him on ice until after the voting deadline. Oh. Here's a notice of the new taxes I'm going to impose on the citizens of Skagway right after I'm elected mayor. About 10 minutes after. I had Aaron, the printer, run off about 100 sheets. Now, Joe, I want you to take the boys and pick them up right after the election deadline and take them up all over town.
Tax notice. Tax for entering Skagway, $25. Tax for leaving Skagway, $25. Water tax, 25 cents a glass. Hey, boss, you ought to be president.
Well, I'm not a candidate, but if the people draft me. Ah, Michael. Good of you to come.
Good of you to ask me.
Well, let's get down to the point. I'm willing to make concessions.
Such as?
Lay off till noon, and I'll split Skagway with you. 90% for me, 10% for you.
Oh, I'm not hearing you too well, Jefferson. I got a counter proposition for you.
Well, make it short.
Close your saloons on Sunday so I can have something for my Reform Party followers.
Well, it's a little stiff, isn't it?
Well, it was nice, Doc.
Oh, now, wait a minute, Mike. It's a deal.
Jefferson, with a little bit more time, I'll be almost as good a liar as you are. See you at the polls.
Oh, Michael, perhaps you'd better go out the back door. We don't want the voters thinking that we're cooking up some kind of a deal.
Oh, yeah, we wouldn't want to give anybody the wrong impression.
No.
Okay, let's get out of here. I don't want to hold it for 3 hours.
guess it's time I produce my candidate.
And now, as the campaign for the first election in Skagway is coming to the close, I would like to thank all of you. There's Michael Halliday now. A crooked dealer. He came to my office and tried to get me to sell you people out. He asked me to close all the saloons on Sunday. You good people work hard all week. You deserve a little recreation. And I intend to see that you have it. But the Reform Party wants to take all the pleasure out of life. No wonder they won't show you who their candidate is. Here it is, almost election deadline, and we still don't know who they are running for mayor. I demand to see him. I demand to know the identity of this man who wants to run our town. Who is my opponent?
I got your opponent right here, Durain. But before I show him to you, I'd like to show you people a little surprise that candidate Durain has planned for you. This is a list of taxes that he's going to slap on you as soon as he takes office. $2 bed tax for every bed that's got a mattress on it. $2 tax for taking a bath. $2 tax for drinking. And a $5 tax for not drinking.
It's a forgery. A forgery. I never heard anything about it.
There's one thing about candidate Durain. He can lie at the top of his voice. Aaron, you all know Aaron the printer, folks. Go ahead, tell him, Aaron.
That's right. Jeff Durain paid me yesterday to print up those notices.
Friends, you haven't seen my candidate yet. You don't want to miss the main event. Jefferson Durain is always the only one of the trop, and you were going to vote for him. Well, if you want a candidate that's greedy, I got one that's almost as greedy as Mr. Durain, and a lot better looking, too.
Boss, we're beat. If you don't let me turn the boys loose, that hog's gonna wind up mayor of Skagway.
Jefferson Durain concedes defeat! Admittedly a hog, what say we call off the election till next year?
Well, it'll never be a bedspread again. But it went in a good cause.
Well, don't wash it. We'll use it again next year.
But what about next year, Mike? You know, Skagway will need a mayor and some kind of government.
Well, maybe Jefferson Durain will provide one.
But what about you, Mike? You've got a talent in politics.
No, you don't. Not me.
But I'm sure you'd be elected.
Old Tecumseh Sherman said it first. If nominated, I will not run. If elected, I will not serve. But I'd be happy to help with the campaign anytime. I was just looking over these original still pictures of the old Klondike. You know, the Klondike was a rough, tough, and exciting world, but a world removed from springtime. For example, this picture. Don't tell me that even the toughest old prospector didn't sometimes try to recollect the freshness of a mild spring day. Well, people haven't changed, and that's one reason why so many of us smoke Salem. With every one you light up, that springtime freshness is unmistakable. That's the great thing about Salem cigarettes, as this film will show you.
Soft and refreshing as the air of springtime is the smoke of a Salem cigarette. Menthol fresh, rich tobacco taste. Modern filter too, that's Salem. Its special high porosity paper breathes in fresh air. Yes, air softens every puff. Salem refreshes your taste. Next week, Klondike will be brought to you by Salem Cigarettes. Menthol fresh, rich tobacco taste. Modern filter too. More delightfully than ever, Salem refreshes your taste.